Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning into my podcast once again. Um, I got this fan running because I tell you, these older homes, when that heat comes up, it is blazing, but I don't want it to be extra noise on this recording, so I'm going to click it off so I can get a little bit more quiet. Um, where do we begin? There's so much to say, but I'm going to keep it short. Hopefully, everyone enjoyed their family time. I am not a big proponent of Thanksgiving Day just because of what it means to our Native American brothers and sisters. And I'm sensitive to that. I just look at it as a day of remembrance, as how they choose to look at it, and remembrance and mourning for all of that, all of what they have endured, and what that day means to them. I'm not going to get down into the minutia of all of that right now. You can Google what Thanksgiving means to Native Americans on your own and educate yourself a little bit about that. And I think that you will understand the sentiment after you look at that for yourself. But anyway, it was a great time. Um, being with family is always cool, and that is always like a top priority for me when it comes to things like this, the holidays, or even just gatherings or whatever. I just love being around my family, so that was really cool. And we cooked, and it was wonderful, and all the things. Um, but the one thing I wanted to come on here and say, because I've been seeing this going around quite a bit, where people feel like they have a certain stake in people's life. Um, and by that, I mean you sometimes think that you mean more to people than what you really do. And I have noticed that even within my own life, just with family dynamics and friendship dynamics, sometimes we feel that are, we're different. We rank differently in their life. And then we find out we didn't rank where we thought we did. And I'm going to come at this from that we thought we ranked higher in their life. And then you find out that they probably didn't even hardly remember the last conversation that you guys had. So I will just say this. I have really decided for myself that I'm not putting anybody in a special seat, a special pedestal, or anything. And I don't want anybody to do that for me. If you're genuine and you want to stay connected, you want to be friends, you want to genuinely have a real connection, whether it's friendship, whether it's personal, whether it's family, whatever it is, then just do that. You will find a way to do that. And I know that life gets busy, and I know that we're all running around, and that's a real thing, and sometimes time just slips away and all of that. And sometimes you just feel like, being in your own bubble, your own cocoon. And I tend to be that type of person. And people tend to take it personally, like, I'm personally attacking them. And it's like, nah, I really, when I get down into just doing things within my life and moving and shifting things around and pivoting and making sure that I'm good and I'm on point so I can be that good and on point person for my family, I tend to go in a little cocoon and work on things. And sometimes people find it, I don't want to say offensive. Offensive is probably a strong word, but they find it bothersome sometimes because it's kind of like you go missing, MIA type of thing. But you know what? My phone number has been the same since 1999. If you're concerned or you feel like, hey, I haven't heard from her in a minute, if you hit me up, if I see the message, and that's the thing, I'm not even on text message like that and WhatsApp and all these things. I am trying to untether myself from having to have to answer, having to have to, be there and there and there all the time because I was chronically always trying to be in the mix. I need to get to that event. I need to do that. And I just don't want to do that anymore. So I'm not tethered to my phone, but if I do see a message, sometimes it might not be the same day, but I will eventually respond and, we can go from there. But like I said, most of the very close friends that I have that I speak to on a regular basis, there's never any love lost. I'm always, available for a conversation, this, that, and the other. If you can't get in touch with me, even if you email me, I might be, out of the office or traveling or something like that for work. But like I said, my number has been the same since 1999, literally. So hit me up in a text, whatever. Like I said, people are going to put you where they put you in their life. If they put you on a pedestal and say, oh, this is a person that I want to do this for or that for or whatever like that, that's on them. If I choose to do that for somebody, that's on me. But never think that you are higher on the totem pole in somebody's life. Let them do what they do. Don't worry about where you are in their life. Don't worry about if they reciprocate the same thing that they don't. If they don't and that doesn't work for you, then move on. Then you know who to tell certain things to. You know who to share certain things with. There are certain wins, there are certain accomplishments, there are certain things that I have going on in my life that I absolutely will not share with certain people because the energy is not there. It's not reciprocal. It's not, you know, there's no genuine, like, oh, I'm so happy, for whatever you have going on. Once I know that, I'm good. Once I understand that, we're good. And like I said, there's no animosity towards that at all. Some people just don't have the bandwidth or the capacity for certain things. And I'll be very honest with you, I don't have the bandwidth and capacity for like the excitement. I did all that in my 20s and my 30s and a good portion of my 40s. So it's like now I'm chill. You want to keep in touch? We'll keep in touch. You want to do like a dinner date every now and then? Cool. You want to catch brunch every now and then? Cool. Just let me know. But none of this, counting, well, I called you and I haven't heard from you. If that's what you're going to do when we get on the phone, if that's what you're going to do when you text me, I'd rather not hear from you. I mean, I'm keeping it a buck. Like, it's not necessary. We're not counting who called and who didn't call and who kept in touch and who didn't keep in touch. Real friends, real family connections, whatever it is, will always make a way. They'll always make a way, and they won't point the finger and they won't say this person did this and this person did that. We too old for that. Just chill. You know what I'm saying? Just be cool. We all here. We got lives. We got family. We got children. We got all kinds of stuff that we need to take care of. And sometimes we just need to decompress and know people don't have to rush to answer your message. And I know that with social media and all these things, we feel super connected to people and, we expect people to answer us and all this sort of stuff. And I'm telling you right now, you don't have to. And it's not rude not to, unless you made a promise to somebody about doing something. That's the only time where you got to feel obligated. But even then, if it's something that you can no longer commit to, just be honest and say, hey, I thought I was going to be able to do this, but I no longer can do this. I hope you understand. Because your mental health and your physical health are very much connected. And when you're mentally drained, your physical will be drained as well. And I'm not going to allow any individual or any situation to mentally drain me or physically drain me. Because I used to allow that all the time and worried about this and worried about that. And ever since I let a lot of that go, it has been amazing. But you really do have to learn how to let that stuff go. So don't be worried about where friends put you or family members put you. If you're not high on the totem pole with them, that's okay. Move accordingly, you know? So I just kind of just had that on my spirit because I've just been seeing a lot of different situations with people thinking that they were closer to a person than they thought they were. Or, man, I thought that since we had that long talk last year that we were better than this, or, whatever. Don't worry about that. Real recognize real and just roll from there. But if there's no reciprocation, as far as like when it comes to family dynamics, friendship dynamics, if there's no reciprocation and you feel like you're always the one reaching out, you're always the one doing all the things, or you're always the one, or vice versa, then that is a conversation that needs to be had. If there's no conversation had, then you have your answer. If people are not interested in explaining anything or whatever, that is sometimes your answer. Not every answer is closure. Sometimes silence is the answer. That, is not the answer that we want, but sometimes their silence or even your silence is going to give the answer. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about where you are on people's meter. If you want to keep in touch, keep in touch. If you need to decompress, decompress. And sometimes you could just tell friends or family, like, you know what, I'm going through some stuff right now. Pray for me, and keep it moving. That's another thing that we don't do enough of. We don't lift each other up in prayer enough. We'll gossip and we'll say, well, this person said this. Well, go find out this, and let me find out if they did that, or what was that. You know what? Something doesn't seem like something's going right over there. Let me just pray for them. Instead of trying to cloak and dagger a situation, just pray. Because you don't know what that person is going through. You don't know if they have, happened upon an unfortunate situation in their life and they may not be ready to share it. Just pray. It's that easy. It's that simple. So I know some people will not agree with this, and that's okay. People have opposition for a lot of things in life. And like I said, I am not afraid of opposition when it comes to certain things, but I just wanted to express that because I've seen a lot of this happening online where people feel entitled to your information and they feel entitled to you, explaining things, and you just don't have to do that. So don't worry about where you rank with people. Don't worry about if you have to explain things to people. Don't worry about if you don't quote unquote live up to their expectations of what they think you should be. Do what works best for you and your mental health and your well-being. And that's it. All right. If you want to connect with me, I am on social media, but mostly on Instagram at Onyx Queen Media. I'll talk to you again soon, you guys. Bye.